to get underway here.
Good to go.
At the Salford Community Stadium.
Okay,
Round 7 of the Betfred Super League. And it's Leeds who will kick off. The ball bobbling towards the Salford end of the field, and it's collected. And Salford have it. And they'll be keen to make a good start here, but this is not a good start because Chris Atkin, who gathered the kick-off, he is down on challenge 1, and this is something that Salford cannot afford any more injuries, Barry. They are down to the bare bones at the minute.
Well, Chris Atkin, as he has done throughout his rugby league career, can fill so many gaps. This evening, he's being employed at full-back, but he can play in the halves, he can play at hooker. And Paul Rowlett, I'm sure he doesn't want or need anything else to disrupt his side. They're up against it, playing against Leeds Rhinos. They need a full complement. They need 17 players fit and healthy.
There's a little bit of blood there. Paul Rowley's got a smile on his face. Maybe gallows humour more than anything else.
Okay, Chris.
Well, as that ball was bouncing and the challenge goes in, there's a bit of contact, shoulder on head. I think it's Cooper Jenkins.
This is Palacier, who was sin-binned at Warrington a couple of weeks ago, and he could be in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah.
Well, that's been shown on the big screen here.
It's shoulder contact to the head, but there is mitigation. It's going to be 10 minutes.
Wow. For the second time in 2 games, Keenan Palacier is shown the yellow card. Barry McDermott, that was Adrian Morley-esque, wasn't it?
I was just going to say, Adrian Morley, former Leeds Rhinos and Salford Red Devils player. Well, he lasted 11 seconds in that first test in 2003, an Ashes series, no doubt. Well, he's been one of the most consistent players in a Rhinos shirt. They'll miss him for the next 10 minutes. But it does invite Salford into the game, and if they had any niggles or doubts in the back of the mind, it might just give them some positive energy.
Yeah, well, here they go then. They're up towards halfway. And an early opportunity for Paul Rowley's side.
Wait, hold, go on.
There's a ball played here, driven in by Ormond Royd. He has been a pillar of this forward pack during these times of trouble here at Salford. Former Leeds man, of course. Ball comes to the near side. They drop it back on the angle for Vaughan. He's tackled 30 away. So an early opportunity for Salford here. As Mellor drifts across the field. Ball back on the angle. It's Ormond Royd again up to the 20. Early test of Leeds defence. All in the centre of the field now. Moves across. Atkinsoy's options just closed down outside him there.
Hold, wait, go.
Mellor will wait, going down that short side. They're going to stand up the kick here, looking to put pressure on. The ball's on the ground. It's picked up by Leeds. Can they get back into the field and play? They will.
There was a knock-on in the
called it back for a knock-on.
Yeah, there was a knock-on in the competition to catch that ball. A delicate kick from Kai Morgan, who started his career as a junior at Leeds Rhinos. Talk about some of the experience in the ranks. It's just his 14th game at top level, Kai Morgan, but he'll be looking forward to this against his former club.
2, straight on Matic. Shane, hold it with me. Wait.
O'Connor
Hold, go.
in a dummy half. Will pop the ball up.
Need your quicker tackle.
Leeds work it forward.
Move now, Joe. Back hold.
Here is O'Connor. Let's head down to pitch side then, get some latest news with Jenna Brooks.
Yeah, evening, Mark. You'll notice that there is no Ryan Briley out there. I spoke to him pre-match. That is a result of a hamstring injury that's been lingering for the past few weeks, and tonight was just too much.
Thank you, Jenna. Here's Ryan Hall as Leeds, despite being a player down, look to expand it.
Move now, Kai. All the way, Joe. Go 5.
All on the last one. Here now is Connor going to send it. This is a swirling bomb. They're going to let it bounce. This is risky. See, well, that was very risky there. That could have gone anywhere.
Well, 3 players in the backfield all looking at each other. Nice interplay from the same 3 players.
One back, wait. Go on.
Here come Salford with Masters, who's shown up well, went for over 200 metres last week against the Dragons.
Go play on the marquee, son. 2.
Little dummy there.
3. Move now,
Salford.
Back and hold, wait.
3 gone then.
Go 3.
Looking to work the middle of the field. Carried forward by Foster.
Jared and square. Back, wait. Go 4.
Salford with the player advantage. Can they make it count? They're looking to get it to that far edge, and Masters, he's certainly one of their go-to players, and he spins out of a couple of tackles. Brad Arthur, I'm sure, will be keen to see how Leeds defend in this period down to 12.
Hold. Go 5.
Last one, they've got a kick to deal with here. Atkins sends it high. Over on the far side, Lum underneath it. He'll catch it on the full. And Leeds get the ball back.
Well, they want to test out Riley Lum. He's been pretty prolific getting the ball over the try line, but has a mistake in him. Still developing that side of his game, so left-footed.
2. Movement, Joe.
Kick went in.
Hold. Go 2.
And got a double against the Red Devils here in round 2.
3. Out now,
Leeds working up to the 40-metre line. O'Connor. It's a quick play of the ball. Gets it away now. Pops it up. Driven in.
4.
Defence from Salford.
Hold. Go 4. Just stand and play it.
Ball now into the hands of Aledzki.
Great
from
run.
him.
5. Hold it, wait. Go 5.
Quick play of the ball this time, but there was a player in the way of the ruck, so Frawley will just have to wait for the pass. Sends it high. Atkin underneath it, collects it 10 off his own line, fires it across the field, and Leeds are there. I think they'll be pretty happy with that set, the Rhinos.
Yeah, good carry. Nikolai Aledzki is somewhere back to his best. Goes through contact, tries to play the ball quickly. Salford look to spread this ball, but even though Leeds Rhinos only have 12 on the field, they're down in terms of numbers, have it covered.
Yeah, Shane Wright, maybe not the right man on the end of that move. Yeah, the ball carried forward by Wagstaff.
3. Out now, Nikolai. Matt with me, hold.
A handful of appearances for him in a Salford shirt. Here, slip there, unfortunately, as they look to try and launch something with Morgan.
Wait. Go forward him.
Dummy from Mellor. Nowhere to go. Leeds alert at the play of the ball.
He needs a quick ruck, doesn't he? A quick play of the ball, and Joe Mellor, who's played a large part of his career in the backs, can look to create something.
It's a decent kick, though, from Morgan. It's going to send Lum all the way back to his own try line. He has a look up, heads off, and runs into a wall of red, and is tackled 20 off his own line. Oh, he's lost it. Ball comes out, but it's been stolen.
Stolen, Jaden.
I thought you'd put the kiss of death on him then, Barry.
No, a shame for the Salford Red Devils, looking to get into the grind, looking to go set for set.
Okay.
And Jaden Nikarima is around about the play of the ball, arms all over it, and a simple, easy decision for the referee.
That'll frustrate Paul Rowley a great deal. They've just completed a set, got a good kick away, and they give a simple penalty and Leeds up towards halfway.
1. Move, Johnny, leave the ball. Red line here, hold. Go 1, move forward, play on, you move forward.
Here's Jake Connor, turns the ball back inside, driven forward by Jenkins. He's going well at the moment, Cooper Jenkins. O'Connor out of dummy half, runners around him, gets it away here. Chance for Frawley, he's wrapped up by Shorrocks.
Good work from 9, good work. Really testing the defence of Salford.
Here they go now, short play, goal out the back. Hanley's done well to take that in. He gets it away to Lum. Lum cuts back in field, he's chopped down 10 away. They've got a couple of tackles left, the Rhinos. They'll swing it now to Frawley. He gets it away to Jenkins. Now Connor. Connor, is he going to go out the back to Miller? Ball over the top, finds Hall. Hall heads off down the touchline. Cuts in, can he find an offload? He spins away from one. Here's Connor now. Connor run down a bit of a blind alley, but gets to an edge. He's still going, Connor. Thought about flicking it away. Last one. Frawley waits short side, but they're going the other way now. It's the last one. They needed a play. They don't come up with one. Jared O'Connor tackled 2 metres out from the line.
Well, they'll be happy to hand the ball over 2 metres away from the try line, but Matt Frawley was desperate to get that ball in his hand.
Chris, let's go.
Every team ideally will want to kick to corners so they can compress the defensive line. Starting a set in the middle of the field, they can't allow to do that.
Well, I think the problem there was Jake Connor was tackled on the 5th tackle, wasn't he? And he would undoubtedly have got the ball on the 6th tackle. Salford's turned to dig out.
Matt Frawley was there though. Matt Frawley's in. He's in at 7. He's going to be a dictator and call strong.
There is Frawley, missed a couple of games, left out of the team as... Oh, did that pass go forward? No, it didn't. And they've done well to hang on to it on the far side. Wagstaff had to wait for someone to play it to there. And that player is Masters, who skips across the field, looks to get a pass away, and he finds one. And here's a chance for a counter. Hall's going to nick it. Hall intercepts it. And Hall now bursts his way forward. That was a risky pass, and Ryan Hall knew it was coming. Yeah,
they just can't resist. They've got nothing to lose, Salford, unless those wild passes end up making them vulnerable at the wrong part of the field, which that's where they are now.
Here's Bentley. Here's that offload. He could see the red shirts. He just couldn't find them with a pass. Frawley now offers the dummy. Morgan raced out of the line there. They're inside the 20 again. They're lining up, short pass. They're trying to power through the middle. They're set up now. Which way do they go? They're coming down this near side again. Here's Connor. Ball through for Hall. Will he get the bounce? It's dropped. Picked up. And Salford survive right on their own line.
Yeah, Jake Connor just choosing to dab that ball. The simple option is nearly always the better one.
Stand to hold. Go to.
Yeah, needed a bit more juice on it, the kick. These are tough carries for Salford.
He could have probably just passed it.
Maybe. Vaughan did well enough. Here's Shorrocks. Drives it forward. Can't get the pass away. 2 tackles left in the set. And they're still only 12 off their own line. Ball here taken forward by Wilson.
5. Straight on mark. Jared here. Wait. Go 5.
Here's the last tackle. They're going for it here. Nicarima gets the pass away and Wagstaff couldn't take it in. Well, they're gambling, they're rolling the dice here. And they're going to pay the penalty if they keep coming up with errors in their own half.
It was almost on, wasn't it? Jaden Nicarima dummied the ball, broke the line. It's just too much juice on that. Never mind the kick from Jake Connor. There was a bit too much muscle on that pass, wasn't there?
Okay.
Leeds have it. 35 out.
I'm just looking at Palacia, who's on the try line there. He's been sin-binned in his last game. He got sin-binned at the start. 2 tackles, 2 sin-bins.
Yeah, he's gone back-to-back.
Move now, Jack!
Well, we're not to keep that record going. He is back on the field. We are now 13 against 13. Here's a step from Frawley. Gets it away. Back on the angle is Hanley. Hanley swings a ball to Newman. Newman's going to challenge the line. Great tackle, Vaughan, but couldn't get the ball. Carried forward here by McDonnell. Leeds on the attack. Are they going to score the first points of the night here? Salford have survived for 10 minutes, but Leeds are right on the try line here. Slow play of the ball. Ball now will swing its way to Connor. He fires it to Frawley. They've got numbers now. They'll get it away to Hanley. Hanley tackled inside the 10. Good defence from Salford. They're standing firm at the moment. Frawley gets it away. Here's Palacia. He's tackled 10 out. Last one. Connor is to the right of the play of the ball. He's screaming for it. He's going to get it. He's going to put the kick over the top. Hall's going to challenge. He's knocked it on, Hall. He knocks it on. And that will be the turnover. So Leeds once again prevented by Salford.
Desperate field position, Salford. Again, I think it's Billy Glover who has the vastly experienced Ryan Hall right in front of me. Can't get anywhere near. Ryan Hall knocks that ball on, so the Red Devils will get the ball back. But they like that corner. They like this right side where Jake Connor is.
Salford working their way out of their own end then.
Move, Jared! James with me. Wait.
Doing it tough at the moment.
Go on, well done.
Mellor in at dummy half. Gets it away to Shorrocks. He moves it along the back line. Good tackle, to Masters quickly.
Back and hold, just stand up. Play on.
Salford trying to pinch some metres there. Let's head back down to pitch side. Jenna Brooks with some more information.
Yeah, Mark, I've had confirmation tonight that Salford have lost a substitution. Billy Glover, Salford's winger tonight, was brought in outside the 21, but was declared earlier this week. There he is there. In place of Dion Cross, who does not play tonight. It's all been approved, but they have forfeited a substitution. So just 7 subs for Salford against Leeds tonight.
Cheers, Jenna. Well, when it's not going your way, it's not going your way, although they have just got a penalty. Marker's not square, so Salford start over the halfway line.
Move, James.
The longer it's tight, or if Salford can get in front, Barry, they'll feel they've got something to hang on to. They're a determined bunch. We know that about this lot.
There's a lot of character underneath the shirt, isn't there? Being driven by Jack Ormonroyd.
Move now, get square,
in terms
Jack,
of possession, Salford have had pretty much, well, just a bit more than Leeds Rhinos in terms of possession.
Well, that completion rate is a problem, isn't it? If Leeds keep completing 100%, the law of averages would suggest they're going to come up with some points. Here's Shorrocks now. It's a little bit disjointed for Salford. It's understandable given the circumstances. A lot of key pieces have left the club or are unavailable tonight. Here they're going through the hands now. That was better, but good defence from Connor. Stops Salford on the 5th. Mellor will get it away. Here now is Morgan. Sends it high. Miller gets up high, takes it, and he's tackled by Vaughan. Johnny Vaughan looks a very useful recruit, doesn't he, on loan from St Helens?
Absolutely. When we watched him play for St Helens, he looked dangerous. He's getting some valuable field time now under the most difficult circumstances.
Once again, Salford concede a penalty when they've got Leeds penned in their own end of the field. Shorrocks this time holding on too long.
Ryan Hall drawing a penalty, so strong and physical. Trying to get up, even off his back. He's pushing Shorrocks off. He's out-muscled, and it's a bit too long in the ruck from Liam Rush.
Got a question for you, Barry. Callum Watkins obviously rejoined the Rhinos this week. Where's he going to be playing on a regular basis, do you think?
I like it. As a former Rhinos player, I think you should always have a defensive-minded back row. You should always have a strike back row. For me, those two back rows, McDonnell and Bentley, are very defensive-orientated. So Callum Watkins, yeah, he's going to be a real asset when he gets in the team.
So you think he's going to play in the back row then?
I do, but I've heard Brad Arthur this week talk about using him in the middle.
Well, there's a knock on there. They got in each other's way. O'Connor felt he was tackled possibly without the ball there, but this all went wrong. It was off the cuff. Well, was he tackled without the ball? He was hit on suspicion, that is for sure.
No, he's caught forward. It's a pass, Chris. It's caught forward pass. Yeah, it's going to be scrum, Salford ball. Where do you want it? Middle?
I think it's probably just about right. Going back to the Callum Watkins question, if he ends up playing at loose forward, because the Rhinos this evening have Palacia, Jenkins, Aledzki, so they've got a middleman at 13, another prop at 13. It allows Brad Arthur to play an actual ball player while Cam Smith isn't available.
Fair point. There is Brad Arthur. No doubt he has a plan in mind for Callum Watkins, who left Salford this week to join Leeds. Nice problem to have, by the way.
Absolutely, and the plan might just be competition for places. All the best sides have healthy competition for places.
I'll speak to Jack.
Doesn't look so healthy for Leeds.
It was 6 or 1.5 a dozen, though, wasn't it, really? It was both for you, basically. You were both messing around.
There you go.
That's fine. I'll speak to him as well, but when you go back,
it's in the eyebrow.
The best option is just to play on.
It's in the eyebrow.
I spoke to him as well, Jack.
It'll be right, as they say.
All right. He said the same.
Yeah, you're right. He's really growing into his role at Leeds. He played on Boxing Day, picked up a bit of a knock. He had a bit of a stop-start beginning to his Rhinos pre-season, let's put it that way, but really forging himself into a starting position at Leeds.
Yeah, Cooper Jenkins becoming a big part of this Leeds Rhinos pack, just getting a few adjustments on the run there. And Salford are going to get it back over the halfway line.
I've given you a couple, to be fair,
It hasn't really got going this game yet, has it?
I'll try to shout a bit louder. What about that here, though?
I feel that Leeds have had some chances, but haven't quite executed. The kick out wide to Hall, the pass wasn't on. They've not quite got the end of sets they would have wanted.
It feels to me like Leeds are going into this game trying to start it in the correct manner, respecting their opponents, not trying to score off every play, not try to break the line and just go through their individual process and collective team process.
Yeah. Well, there's Ryan Briley, absent tonight. Hamstring problem as confirmed by Jenna earlier. Looks a man deep in thought, doesn't he? As the ball carried forward. He's an agent, isn't he, in women's football? I wonder what his agent's head is telling him, to what his player's head is telling him at the moment. Ball now works its way forward with Salford. So let's give her the tackle, 30 away.
Joe, don't push forward.
Short pass, Ormonroyd will carry it forward. He's wrapped up just inside the 20. Can Salford produce here then? They're going through the hands. Nice little run there from Wilson. Wilson inside the 10. Big chances for the Red Devils. Mellor will swing the ball across field. They're going to put the kick in. Wright rather ran into the back of the Leeds player. He felt he was impeded, and the referee, I think, is going to say that this is a goal line restart.
I think it's Jake Connor who gets in the way. I'll tell you what, I've seen those obstruction penalties go either way as well.
I think it was McDonald, wasn't it?
Yeah, James McDonald, he sticks his boot out. But Jake Connor made himself difficult to get round. Anyway, more possession, they'll have another go at the line.
They will. Ball collected on halfway. Here goes Holman-Royd again. Runs it in. Tackled just inside the Leeds 40. You mentioned at Leeds, only conceded 10 against Wigan, 16 at Warrington. They've been fairly good defensively so far. Brad Arthur has mentioned the need for Leeds to compete for 80 minutes. Well, they're in the competition here, and they're certainly not having it all their own way. Nikarima gets the ball away to Shorrocks. He's looking to offload. It was kicked forward. That'll be another set of 6. It is. Back to 1. Hanley had a nibble. He couldn't resist.
Hold, go on.
Problem for Salford at the moment, Barry, it's all in front of the Leeds defence, isn't it? They're not asking too many questions currently.
No, they're going to have to grow in confidence. They're going to have to find something somewhere and ask some questions. But the longer this game and the scoreline is as it is, the more confidence they'll get from it.
They will. Here's Nikarima. He might be the X-factor as he looks to get the ball away to Masters. They're on him quickly. Good defence from Leeds over on that far side. Lum, Hanley and Bentley all involved. Now they're in at dummy half. Masters slow to his feet. Ball works its way centre field to Foster. Gets it away. Good one-on-one tackle. Really good tackle, McDonald. And this is the last one for Salford, who've had back-to-back sets. Atkin is going to send the kick high. Nikarima was chasing it. Oh, Miller got his jump ball wrong. It's collected by Frawley. He'll bring it forward. He's tackled 5 off his own line. Not too convincing that from Miller.
No, you're right. He's mistimed his jump completely. It's a good job, Frawley. He's just at the back covering. But positive signs for the Red Devils.
Good run there, though, from Leeds, and now O'Connor's got space. And O'Connor, who thrives on a quick play, the ball scoops downfield. Newman is next man in. He wants to go as well. Bumps off one, thinks about the pass, pops it up for McDonald. He's over halfway. Leeds just getting a couple of quick play of the balls to get them downfield. Last one here. Connor jumps in at dummy half. Gets it away to Miller, who just sends it downfield. Again, they're going to let it bounce. Salford have got to be more decisive at the back. It's almost a comedy of errors there. I thought Wagstaff was near enough to catch that there, Barry.
He does not look comfortable under those high balls, understandably. I don't think he'd set himself for Lockie Miller, putting the high kick in. But he'll have a target on him if he doesn't catch those balls.
Yeah, he did similar at Wigan a couple of times. A couple of weeks ago, he's right there and then just let it bounce.
Just indecision, isn't it?
Here's Masters looking to offload, wrapped up short of the 20-metre line. Again, Salford struggling for go forward here. A couple of tackles, they're going to go down the short side. Good shot, ball comes out. It was unlucky. Well, they're going to try and roll the dice through Nikarima. He is the man that can play in that position, but this was a little bit too tight.
Let's be honest, Salford have got to throw things at Leeds Rhinos they haven't planned for. Short side plays, Nikarima putting himself on the skinny side, commanding the ball, looking for numbers.
What a game that is tomorrow, Barry. Hull Kingston Rovers against Wigan, Saints Wakefield. That'll be live on Sky Sports Plus. Then on Saturday, Warrington take on Hull. 5:25 Sky Sports Plus. Cass take on Lee at 7:55 on Saturday evening. And on Sunday, the injury-ravaged Huddersfield Giants take on the Catalan Dragons. Live on Sky Sports Plus. The Bench, Elliot Minchella, the guest this week on The Bench podcast. Well worth a listen. SkySports.com/podcast. And The Verdict, 3:30 on Sky Sports News every Wednesday with Jenna and John. Right, Leeds get another chance. What can they do here? Just get the feeling they're waiting to click. Palacia gets it away. Connor digs into the line, but he's racked up. Salford didn't fall for anything there. Connor waits at dummy half. He'll get it away now. Ball works its way to Palacia. Bit of a heaved pass. Well picked up, well tidied up. Good hands from Miller and Hanley. Hanley scampers forward. He's tackled. This is the last one, just inside the 20. They're coming short side again here with Connor. Connor digs. Connor goes, gets it away. McDonald's in. First try, and it's a bit of brilliance from Jake Connor. And it's James McDonald who's in, crashes over from close range. And finally the Rhinos are on the ball.
Well, it's 2 in 2 games from James McDonald, the Irish international, who just hangs on the shoulder of Jake Connor. It's a real shame for the Red Devils. They'd taken metres away defensively from Leeds. And as he does in every game, he commands your respect, Jake Connor.
There's no flow to it then, though.
Kai Morgan,
I'll speak to you, son.
he'd be disappointed with himself buying that dummy. There's a double pump and a beautiful rolling offload to the hard-working back rower. Leeds Rhinos with that patient approach. Finally get on the scoreboard.
Well, Nicarima tried a similar pass over on the far side of the field. That didn't go to hands. Jake Connors did, and it results in the first points of the night. McDonald, he's been a really good recruit, I think, from Wigan for Leeds. He's really solid, isn't he, in that back row?
I'm going to repeat myself. I think Bentley and McDonald are both great players, but they're too similar. They're too similar players. And when you think about where Callum Watkins will fit into this squad, I think he'd be perfect to complement one of those back rowers.
Yeah, there is our try scorer. Here's the man who created it, looking to add the extras, Jake Connor.
Cheers, Liam.
Over halfway through the first half, just in from the right touchline. Connor sends a kick, and it hits the upright. Fine margins and all that. 4 points to 0, Leeds lead.
Well, Jake Connor takes it to the line. Last tackle. Salford had worked incredibly hard. And Kai Morgan, if he had his time again, he'd go down, shut the play down, sorry, and tackle Jake Connor. Bought the dummy. Space was created, try converted.
How can Salford react? Just speaking to our official in the middle.
I'll watch for it, yeah. Which way are you going, Chris?
Rowley looks a little bit more deep in thought now. The game truly underway here. Side 4 behind. And a high restart will be gathered over on the far side by Lum. He gets it away. And there is the head bandage, Cooper Jenkins, who takes in the first try.
Matt, when you look at the game, you look at the 1 to 13. Obviously, there's a bit more quality in the Rhinos camp, but you looked at the bench, a lot of inexperience, so you felt at some point when interchanges started to take place for Salford, that's a good challenge, isn't it?
Well, it is, but it's a good offload as well, and there could be a chance here. Donald leaves a man down, and there could be a problem here for both of them. McDonald's banged his head. There was certainly a head clash there. Just checks. Good sportsmanship. I think it's Shane Wright, isn't it, who's down? Well, there's a bit of blood there.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there was a head clash as he goes into contact here. Nose on nose. I think there's a nick on the eyebrow. Is that the second cut for Leeds?
To be fair, that looked horrible, and they've both just bounced up, but obviously the checks need to be done here. I think McDonald's going to have a little bit of treatment as well. Well, Shane Wright is coming straight off the field, so
quite right too.
Fingers crossed he'll be okay. Head injury assessment, 15 minutes. If he passes, he'll be back. Well, that was a heavy collision.
It's funny, isn't it? You watch players, the first thing they do is check the nose, check their eyebrows, check their teeth. And then, no, I'm okay, I've got to play the ball.
It's a full game. Collisions like that do happen. Ball now works its way into Ledsky pumps the legs. Justin Sangari, former Leeds man, is on.
Justin, straight out. Oh, there, Chris. Wait.
Ball on halfway.
It's not square, Joe.
Here now is Frawley, who's hit hard. And he's tackled. Oh, there's a set restart for Leeds. So they get a set restart here and a chance now to really put some pressure on. Palacia drives it forward. He's getting better and better every week as well, but he's lost it.
No.
He's lost it, and it's a knock on. The curse of the commentator, Barry McDermott.
That's pulled out, That's pulled out.
Yeah.
We're going to challenge that. Now, I've only watched it live, but I'd be amazed if it's not reefed out.
We have a captain's challenge. It's tackle 2. Leeds are challenging the ruling of knock-on.
You're not square, can't hear you.
Sorry, mate.
OK, there's a captain's challenge. Leeds are challenging the ruling of a knock-on. So let's follow the play, please. So there's 3 Salford defenders in the tackle. Ormond Royd is on the ball. And we can see that's a clear ball steal on the ball. The challenge is successful.
I'm stood at that side.
A successful captain's challenge.
Does that mean
Barry's
I keep
got
mine?
a big smile on his face.
Does that mean I keep mine? You can, 99 times out of 100, you can tell how the ball propels out of a challenge. You can see the ball when it comes out, when it spews out. There's no way if that's dropped, it's...
As they say, Barry, a stop clock is right twice a day.
Listen, it takes one to know one. That's what I'll give you.
Well, Leeds have got a chance here. 15 to go to the break.
Okay.
Brad Arthur looking on. Wants some more points for his side. Sam Lasoni sent on to make some dents in this Salford defence.
Held! Release! One, George!
Here now is O'Connor.
You're good now.
Another strong carry. Palacia barges onto it. They're going a bit route one here, Leeds. Now what comes off the back of that? They're going to spread the ball to Connor. He'll get it away to Frawley. Spilled by Bentley. Fair play, Salford. They stand up defensively.
That's a great shot. I think it's Nikarima who gets under the ball and dislodges it away from Leeds. Talk about physicality. Perfect timing. James Bentley can't keep hold of it.
Here's Shorrocks. Oh, he's offloaded it on the ground. Leeds have picked it up. They get it back. Now they move it wide. Big chance here if they get the ball out. They get it away here. Holroyd, he feeds it wide to Lum. Lum's tackled. Needs to stay in and does stay in the field of play. Salford continue to give the ball away inside their own end of the field here. They're rolling the dice. And at the moment, they're not getting the numbers they need. Another offload from Leeds goes to Hand. Connor fires it wide to McDonald. McDonald's got support with Newman. Newman short pass to Hall. Hall comes in field. Great tackle. Really good work there from Vaughan and Glover. Stop him. Super League's top try scorer. And the ball now moves across the field again. Leeds pushing hard through the middle. Salford working overtime here. Leeds loading numbers. Both sides of the ruck. They fire it to Jake Connor. Oh, he slipped as he wanted to get away and he couldn't get up in time to make the pass. They'll play it now. They're going short side again. Little dummy. O'Connor up to the line. They're going to take him over the line and they're going to hold him up. And they'll go back to the 10-metre line to play it again. Leeds haven't quite executed thus far. Fifth tackle here. Frawley gets it away to Connor. Connor, is he looking for Lum? Dribbles a kick through the line. It should be dealt with. Is dealt with on the far side by Masters. He gets to the ground. He's tackled a metre off his own line. Or is he? No.
Penalty mark, yeah. A lack of discipline there from Bentley and Leeds Rhinos. You have to say it, though. What is Joe Shorrocks thinking offloading the ball? This side, who defended stoically on that last set of 6, had to do that work. They just don't need it so close to their own line, having done so much defending so far.
Well, they've done plenty of defending, Barry. Have Leeds done enough with ball in hand?
You keep questioning the execution. I don't think it's execution. I think it's discipline. Discipline.
Salford's
That's with and without the ball.
Yeah, Salford's still in the battle here.
Get square, Mark. Hold.
When you look at the errors they've made, it's pretty remarkable. It is still only 4-0. But credit Salford's defence for that. One thing we can't question about this club and this group of players is the spirit. They keep turning up. There is a good offload. Finds Mellor. He gets the ball away. Here now is Hill, the Casford loanee.
Sit down, Jared. All the way, James. Go 3.
Sangare will be hopeful of a big night tonight. Tackled on the 40-metre line. Salford score next.
Go 4.
Game on. Short pass out the back. Masters sweeping round. He's going to be held up. Needs to get to ground and does. Last one.
Now, back. Hold. Hold.
Miller in at dummy half.
Go 5.
Will swing the ball in field. McDonald went early there.
Joe Miller.
The kick is a high one, and Hall knocks it back. Collected by Miller. Miller tries to bump one off, does, comes again, gets past 2, and eventually tackled by Sangare, 12 out from his own line.
Didn't Ryan Hall show all his experience then with bodies around him, manages to just tip it back to the fullback. It was an end-over-end kick from Salford. Kai Morgan placing it right on top of the head of the veteran winger.
Yeah.
He's been good since he's come back from injury.
3. Move now, Jack, straight out.
Obviously, they're nursing him back to full fitness, Morgan Gannon.
Yeah, good run again, Lasoni.
Move! All the way, Justin.
Just shy of the halfway line. Half an hour gone here. Side of round 7. Good run from Holroyd. That's a good run. Gets them over halfway. Nice tackle here. Just managed to hang on, Tom Holroyd. Here's Frawley, going to run it. Gets it away on the last. Here's Hanley. Little grubber kick through. Doesn't get the bounce, and well collected over on that far side by Josh Wagstaff. And Salford have it back. Thinking about the big pass there, they hold on to it. Well, you can't blame them for offloading, and they've got another one. Eventually they get an offload, and they do make meters off the back of it. Atkin dragged to the ground just short of the 30.
That's Salford's 5th offload. The Rhinos coming up with 8 so far.
Go 2.
And I guess my point about offloads is how many defenders around you? Is the guy receiving the ball in a better position? Are you close to your own line where there's a lot of jeopardy attached to it? All questions you have to ask yourself before you let go of it.
Back. Go 4.
Sangare looking to play on the advantage line. Alessia tackles him.
Held. Release. 5.
Nice one for Salford.
Hold.
Sticking to their task. Nikarima's going to send it high. Miller waits inside the 20, catches this one on the full, and he's off. Racing downfield, looking for a hole in the line. He almost found one, but Wagstaff makes the tackle. But Leeds start just a couple of metres short of the 40-metre line. Miller with the next carry.
Back. Go 2.
Leeds working over halfway here.
Good now.
Hanley.
3.
Experience.
Back.
Playing in the centres these days. Ball now finds Jake Connor. Here's McDonald, a try scorer, bumps off, but can't get through the second man. Here now is O'Connor, Alessia, Frawley. He gets it away to Miller. Miller thought about the ball over the top for Lum, holds on to it, still got it, trying to get the pass away. Good work in the end. And this is the last. That wasn't the best pass for Frawley, who did well to hang on to that. Sends it high. Salford, are they going to get this? No, Connor catches it, finds a pass. Ball works its way to McDonald. He's got Hall with him, might need to find a kick here. Ryan Hall flicks the ball out to McDonald. Then he kicks across field, and Sangari's there to pick it up.
Well, a scrappy end to the set from Leeds. But I'm going to credit Salford Red Devils, the commitment to defence. They just keep turning up, don't they? It looks messy and scrappy because of the effort that the home team are putting in defence.
There's Johnny Vaughan. Look at that. Salford makes slightly more tackles. Similar on the success rates. They have been, you feel, asked more questions defensively. Nice offload. Wagstaff can't get a pass away over on the far side. So the stats say there's not a lot on it. The scoreboard agrees, but just feel like Leeds have had a little bit more of the territorial battle.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And although there's 12 missed tackles, there's only 1 line break. Leeds have only broken the defensive line of Salford on 1 occasion, so whenever those tackles are missed, bodies are turning up.
Here, the ball from Miller gets it away to Hall. Hall turns, spins, runs at Sangare, and he's going to be tackled on halfway. And this is what I mean. They're going to start the set just over the halfway line. Ryan Hall will play it now. Newman wants a run. He bumps off one, sidesteps another. Vaughan wrestles him off. Here goes Newman again. Good carry to start the set from Leeds. Can they turn territory into points? At the moment, they're struggling.
Go to Joe, you're off. Joe Miller.
Here's Palacia.
Joe.
Drives in. Shorrocks makes a good one-on-one tackle. Really good defence.
Release. 3.
Ball inside the 30. O'Connor waits. He's going to go down that left-hand side. Frawley tackled. No Brodie Croft tonight. No, for at least the rest of April with that hamstring problem. Here's Miller, taken off his feet. Good tackle, Nicarima. Last one. They swing it across here. Here now is Jake Connor. Connor, little kick with the outside of the boot, looking for McDonald. He just couldn't find the kick to knock it past Atkin, who was brave and collected on his own line.
Well, the bounce just fooled the back row for Leeds, but... Oh! Jared O'Connor up off the line. It was a bobbling ball that Chris Atkin managed to handle. Well, Brad Arthur often talks about ferocious defence, physicality, intensity. And Jared O'Connor brought some in that last one.
He did.
Jared O'Connor didn't quite get full purchase on him, but knocked him off his feet.
Probably a good job from Jake Shorrock's point of view. Last one, they're inside the 30. The Salford fans respecting the effort their team are making here. Kick downfield, Miller again catches it on the full. He heads off, and again, Leeds are going to start near halfway. Surely this pressure has got to tell on this Salford defence. Here they go with Lum, sidestepping his way through. Jack Ormonroyd's just gone for a breather. Got a nice round of applause down below us here as Leeds looking to add to their solitary try. O'Connor plays the ball. Here's Sam Lasoni. Sam Gary just hung a leg out there, didn't he? But he got past him anyway. Here they go now. They want a quick play of the ball. They're going to Frawley now. He gets it away to Miller. Ball over the top was on. They play it short instead. Taken in by Gannon. Now the ball is dummied, and Hanley's going to put the kick in. Where's it gone? It's collected in goal, and somehow they've smuggled their way out.
So well.
Morgan it was in the right place, but Vaughan's going to be collected and taken in goal. It's incessant now, this pressure from Leeds.
Oh, a nice kick and a nice chase. He's very brave to get down and try and get back into the field of play. Kai Morgan, but the Rhinos in the sprint blocks, hold up the player and push him back over. Line speed has been phenomenal from the Rhinos. You look at them here, intensity and physicality.
They're going to take every second. So Shane Wright, good news for the Red Devils. Shane Wright has passed his head injury assessment. He will be back. They've gone short. They've gambled again. Ball's on the ground, collected by Leeds, and they will get it back. It's just not quite falling for Salford at the minute.
Hold. Go 0. Joe, keep it quick.
Into centre field here. They'll go again. Palacia offers the dummy. Inside the 20 he goes. Big 3 minutes this for Salford. If they can hang on till half-time, they're more than a shout. But can they hang on? Holroyd leading the charge for Leeds. Wrapped up by Mellor. O'Connor finds Connor. Short pass. They're trying to barrel their way through, and a tackle to meter short. Sam Lasoni just couldn't reach out for the line. They're going to try and pinch one from close in. That ball, I don't think, reached the ground from O'Connor. And the referee right on the spot turns that one down.
No, it was a decent carry forward from Sam Lasoni. O'Connor thought he saw the space. Good defence on goal line from Salford.
Frawley had to reach for the pass. Finds Holroyd again. Lays the platform, taken clean off his feet. Jake Connor waits to the right of the play of the ball. They've got predominantly right tonight. It's a sloppy play of the ball. Well, it's play on, and Salford there. Well, they celebrate that because once again the Salford defence stands firm on its own line.
Well, it's gritty, isn't it? Tom Holroyd steps over the Salford player, and it just opens the door for Joe Mellor. With a boatload of energy and enthusiasm. John Wilkin talked about passion and emotion. He said they can't just rely on passion and emotion. Well, this first 38 minutes has been full of it.
It has. Now, 90 seconds or so remain into the break. James Donald's try, the only try we've seen tonight. Here goes Masters, risky pass hacked on by Lum. Will he get the bounce of it? Dribbles it again. It's collected in goal. Salford roll the dice, and Salford once again come up with an error inside their own half.
Well, this is crazy, isn't it? Riley Lum, he sticks his boot up, ends up getting hold of the ball, chases hard and almost gets 4 points for his efforts.
One more set for Salford to defend. Maybe fortunate there, the kick ahead from Lum didn't go straight forward. They go short again. That ball batted back, it's going to go into touch. I don't think this is going to be Leeds' ball, but they're going to have to hurry up.
Do you know, it's crazy on those goal line dropouts. It was, the shot clock was brought in to speed them up. Players are looking at the shot clock now to try and play all the time out. Here's the mistake.
Have they got a move here they can put on? Palacier tackles. O'Connor waits. Frawley back at first receiver. Gets it now. Sonny, the dummy runner. Frawley tackled again. Needs to get up and play it pretty quickly. Oh, penalty. Right at the side of the post. And with time running out, Leeds will surely take the 2 points on offer here. Siren goes in the background. And they are going to have a shot at goal. Interesting here, Lockie Miller has the ball.
Do you know, I've seen them go the other way as well. I know Joe Mellor's all over Matt Frawley, but Matt Frawley, he didn't regain and regather his feet. There's the signal, let's take two. Something else that Brad Arthur spoke about during the week. They're working hard with Jake Connor on those conversions, but Lockie Miller is another player that can kick a goal, doesn't mind the pressure. He's the type of player that wants the ball in his hand in those clutch moments. It's not quite a clutch moment, but it's 2 on offer. And obviously, it turns 4 into 6.
Well, Lockie Miller's never kicked a goal for Leeds. He has kicked them in Australia. This should be a straightforward assignment for his first Super League goal. It's to extend the lead by another 2. Miller strikes it straight through, and Leeds do extend their lead. Miller's penalty goal. The Leeds fans will be hoping for some more points in the second half at the break. Salford 0, Leeds 6.
Mark Barry, thank you very much. You might just say advantage Salford Red Devils. 6 changes to the side that went down in the Challenge Cup quarter-final in the south of France, beset by financial problems, but up against the Leeds Rhinos side that have already beaten them heavily this season so far. They trail by just 6 at half-time here at the Salford Community Stadium as round 7 of the Betfred Super League is up and running tonight on Sky Sports. We'll discuss the first 40 minutes in the company of John Wilkin after this. Well, we continue our NRL coverage here on Sky Sports this weekend. We got the Rabbits, the Cowboys on Saturday, 8:30 a.m. on Action and Main Event. And that is followed on Action by the Eels taking on the Raiders. Sunday sees Adam O'Brien's Newcastle Knights go up against Benji Marshall's Tigers. That's 7:05, Sky Sports Action. Well, we've got round 7 of the Betfred Super League up and running this Thursday night on Sky Sports, and we have a somewhat surprising half-time scoreline. The Leeds Rhinos just 6 to the good over the Salford Red Devils, a side who have continued to shed players this week as the financial issues dogging the club continue. I would say to you, John, if you were a Salford supporter, and they are in here and they are vocal, that would be a very welcome half-time scoreline considering what they've come into this game dealing with.
Oh, it's an incredible performance from them. Outgunned and outmanned by Leeds Rhinos with a plethora of stars in there. And Salford have showed actually just by having an appetite and a grit about you what you can do. to be 6-0 down, they are still down. It's sport, so they are still behind. But the performance would have filled the fans full of hope and pride. They've done that all year, haven't they? They've performed with pride. They've just not had the quality. I think Leeds will be disappointed, Brian.
Well, I said to you before the game, I said, what do Leeds need to do? And you said, be ruthless from the very start against this Salford side. They were the total opposite in the opening seconds of the game with a sin binning.
Yeah, exactly. And it's Keenan Palacia. This is the second time, round 6, round 7, opening minutes of the game, yellow card. It's just a shoulder to the head. He doesn't drop his levels nowhere near enough. Chris Atkins as well drops into sort of try and find the floor. Palacia hits him high, and that's just a frustrating start. 2 times out now in the Super League for Palacia, and it just gets you off to a slow start. You just have to sort of go into a holding pattern for a period. But the half really was about Salford clinging on and Leeds not really getting it together.
They got the only try of the game, the Leeds Rhinos, through James McDonald. Talk us through this, the build-up to this and the execution of it in the end.
Well, I think in this we see exactly what's wrong with Leeds. I think every time they've been under any pressure from Salford defensively, they've put the ball on the ground or they've made errors, and they've almost got drawn into sort of a scrappy style of play. That being said, off the back of that scrappy play, it led to the opportunity for McDonald. I think he's been stunning this year for Leeds. Look, he's certainly not been in the team for scoring tries. It's a fantastic piece of support play from him. It's the offload from Jake Connor, who just creates time and space for people around him. McDonald scores the try. He's been in the team for his work rate and his effort. But maybe I felt like that was the point, right? This is going to change now. Leeds are going to tighten up. Leeds are going to really get their execution in order. It didn't quite happen.
Now, that's been a common theme. Brad Arthur complimentary in their 2 performances, in victory over Wigan, defeat against the Warrington Wolves. But if you cast your mind back to their Challenge Cup exit against St Helens, the physical element of the game wasn't the problem. The finesse was a problem. Are we seeing those problems again here tonight?
Yeah, without a doubt. And look, I applaud his team for the physicality that they've brought. And look, there's a difference then when you get down to this end of the field to come up with something, to come up with a good end product. I thought the last players have been poor, and I thought the skill at times, it just hasn't been on the money. Whenever Salford, like I said, applied pressure to Leeds, they came up with errors, and it just felt scrappy and frantic. And I almost felt like Leeds got drawn into that, because you had Nick Karima doing crazy offloads for Salford, Shorrock's doing crazy offloads for Salford, and then it just made the game feel frantic. I think Brad Arthur will be disappointed that Leeds got drawn into that.
So if I show you the stats from the first 40 minutes, and particularly the play of the balls in the opposition half, majority of possession for Leeds, 53 to Salford's 47, but play of the balls in the opposition 20. 29, you would expect what in return from that if you were Brad Arthur?
Yeah, well, if you look at the stats, Brian, teams are scoring every 7, 8, 9, play of the balls inside the 20, so that's 3 scores at least. So I think with that amount of pressure, and it should be 18-0, 24-0, that's the score that you would expect a Warrington, a Wigan or a Hull KR to put on Salford.
But there's 2 sides to the game. There's
absolutely.
The inaccurate Leeds Rhinos attack, but there's a defensive effort from Salford that is praiseworthy.
Yeah, just a real appetite and a hunger in light of the really troubling situation that the players are in. I think they should be commended for the way in which they've dealt with Leeds' physicality. Look, I will say this about Leeds' attack. It's very route one. It's very direct. But Salford have really
put bodies in front of it.
Absolutely, and not only do that, but repeatedly do that. They were under an enormous amount of pressure. And this could have easily turned into a 12-0 scoreline at half-time. And it's huge tackles, big effort, real intensity from them. And although they haven't maybe got the quality that you would want to see in a Salford shirt, wow, they've got the effort. They've showed that in spades.
With stronger squads, Paul Rowley has engineered some remarkable results. Could we see one here tonight in round 7 on Sky Sports? They're just 6-0 down.
It would be unbelievable. It would be one of the most remarkable wins in Super League history for me if this Salford team, that under strength, can beat Brad Arthur's team that are just on the up and up. It feels like it'd be an incredible story. I can't see it happening, but it'd be incredible.
We've got 40 more minutes to find out, can Paul Rowley engineer a victory that would rank amongst his best? Or will Brad Arthur and the Leeds Rhinos finally kick on, not just in this game, but in season 2025? Join us here on Sky Sports after this short break to find out.
cut away for 4. The Ashes well and truly alive because of one cricketer.
Take your eyes off this game.
The tension is unbearable.
Did we mention it might be spicy?
And it's on. They love each other, these two sides.
That's a great shot.
This is unbelievable.
Well, you can stuff yourself with Super League this Easter on Sky Sports as we bring you rivals round. It all gets underway on Monday, Thursday with a Yorkshire derby between Wakefield and Castleford. 7:55 p.m. on Sky Sports action for that. The whole derby follows that on Friday. We get underway at midday again on action and on main event. And a sold-out Brick Community Stadium in Wigan will host the famous derby between the Warriors, the reigning champions, and St Helens. 2:45 p.m. again on action and main event for that. And Friday will conclude with a 5 game between the Leeds Rhinos and Luke Robinson's Huddersfield Giants. That one on Sky Sports Plus. 2 on Saturday. Lee in action against near neighbours Warrington. That gets underway at 1. Again, Sky Sports Plus. Same channel on Saturday evening in the south of France for the visit of the Red Devils to take on the Catalan Dragons. Well, the Leeds Rhinos in action against Salford tonight, and it's a surprising half-time scoreline. A James McDonald try and a late penalty from Lockie Miller. The difference between the sides. An understrength Salford side, Brad Arthur's side looking to kick off their season. We can get half-time team news from the tunnel with Jenna Brooks. Jenna.
Thanks, Brian. Brad Arthur's side with the 6-0 lead. He says his players are trying too hard. They need to relax and be clean defensively this second half. As far as Paul Rowley goes, he's delighted with that first half. A few less errors he'd like to see in this second half, but with a little bit of belief and passion, who knows what could happen. Let's find out. Second half is underway. Over to you, Mark and Baz.
Cheers, Jenna. Or can his side dig out the most improbable of victories? Full of heart and commitment. You cannot question the spirit of this side. But how long can they stay in the battle? Will Leeds pull away in the second half? It's all to play for, though, at the break. Only takes one break or one missed tackle, Barry, and Salford could be right back in this match.
Absolutely. All the credit goes to the Red Devils, the spirit and the character that they've shown in that first 40. But the misfiring attack of Leeds Rhinos, for me, lands squarely on the shoulders of Matt Frawley and Jake Connor. They've got to take control. Forwards like Sam Lasone are doing the job, laying the platform. And those spine players, those important players, have got to be better.
Move Joe Miller.
Interesting second half ahead. Jack Sinfield is on the bench. There's an option. Should
I agree with you, Matt.
Yeah,
I agree with you. He's got to get some game time, Jack Sinfield. And that stat that John Wilkin brought in at half-time, 29 play the balls in your opponent's 20. As Jack Sinfield desperately waiting to get onto the field.
Stand up, Dad, just stand up.
He fancies chances tonight. Here come Leeds, sidestepping run from Miller, wrestles away. Now is there a second phase? It is. Lasone gets it away. Here's Connor now, fires the ball wide. Here's Newman, little hitch step, trying to go on the outside. Oh, beautiful pass. Ball back on the inside, and there's a try. It's a double for McDonald, but Newman with a beautiful pass. And in the first set of the second half, Leeds think they've scored. But have they? Referee's going to send it upstairs, but on the field he thinks it's a try.
Into grounding.
OK, the live decision on field is a try. We're just confirming Ryan Hall doesn't go into touch. So go, just a view on the touchline, please. Yeah, so he's in the field of play. You can see the feet are up. Feet are always up. And keep it going to the grounding, please. Ball is passed back by Newman. McDonald's now in possession of the ball. And just something on the grounding, please. And the ball is grounded. I've made my decision.
Well, that's one of the more simpler.
It's the easiest decision ever. Just award the try. My word. It's beautiful play from the Rhinos, isn't it? Over on that right side. What about the back rower? James McDonald scores 2 tries.
Oh, yeah, he's like full foot.
3 for the season. And it will be Miller who will kick the goal, but this was better from Leeds, and it came off the Miller offload.
Yeah, he's such a difficult player to beat. He's one of those players, he'd rather run into you than around you. He loves a fend, and this is beautiful skill. We've seen him do that so many times, Harry Newman. It goes to hand, and then players flood him forward to try and get hold of it. Another one from Lockie Miller.
Flags go up, and it is 12 points to 0. The Leeds fans happy with the start of the second half. And a lovely move and great work from Harry Newman.
It's a skip, a step, a handoff. Nice hands as well from the big man, Lasonic.
Got big feet, you Shane, haven't you?
His first try-double for James McDonnell, and I'm not going to be negative, Nancy, but can we not just award a try when it looks like a try? Takes all the energy from the crowd, needlessly going up for nothing.
You a big fan of VAR, Barry?
I am when you need it. I am when you need it, but...
Well, here's Lasoni, a big man running forward. That should please Barry McDermott, surely.
Go on.
Leeds looking to get on the front foot here, and an early test of the Salford resolve in this second half.
Wait, no, kept hold. Go to.
Here is the front row, Holroyd, carries forward.
Hold. Go three.
O'Connor at dummy half. Palacia drives in again, turns, can't find an offload, but Leeds are making good meters here. And you wonder how much energy that first half defensive exertion has taken out of Salford. Ball now to Frawley, back on the inside. Asking questions up the middle. Last one here for the Rhinos. Frawley's going to send it high. He's inviting Lum to come and try and collect it. Ball dropped by Wagstaff, and that's going to be another set. Mentioned to you earlier, Barry, let the ball back. In fact, it's Masters. My apologies that dropped that one.
Yeah.
But my apologies to Wagstaff there, but Masters spilled it.
And you could argue that he mistimed his jump too. He was on the way down when that ball came to him. But for the Leeds Rhinos, John Wilkin in studio said they've got to finish the sets better. We've only got a couple of minutes on the clock, but Matt Frawley placed the ball in corners. As I said in the first half, that allows Brad Arthur's team to compress the defence, make it difficult for Salford to gain those metres upfield.
They were hesitant first half under the high ball. They were hesitant at Wigan last time out, and it's causing a bit of a problem for them. Here is Frawley with a sidestepping run, and it takes him to the line. Atkin with a tackle, and an opportunity here. O'Connor's trying to rearrange the troops, set restart, so they'll get another tackle. They're going here, out that side. That's hit a hand as well, so it's going to be another set. And they'll play it 12 out, leading by 12. Leeds looking to pile on the points and pile on the misery for Salford.
Move George Hale! Joe, all the way. Wait, Joe.
O'Connor plays it now. Sam Lasoni running forward, powering towards the post.
The ball. Joe back. Go to.
They're going back here with Frawley. He finds Connor, puts the kick in. It could be a try. It is a try, and it's a hat-trick for McDonnell. James McDonnell is in. 3 tries in 45 minutes for the back rower. No wonder the big fella's smiling. Leeds lead by 16 points to 0.
Well, it's an early kick from Jake Connor on the second tackle. Sees the space, invites the back rower to chase the kick. What a night he's having. He's just on the shoulder of his half-back partner, and you can see he starts his run from deep. He's probably expecting a pass, but he's smart enough to react to the kick. Harry Newman there too, just for good measure.
Cheers, mate.
Ruthless from the Rhinos. This is what probably we were expecting in the first half.
And to be fair to James McDonnell, he had a chance in the first half when the ball just didn't sit up for him. So he scored 3, he could have had another. What a night he's having.
You've done well to find a negative there. He scored 3.
Could have had 4. Could be a career night for him. Well, it is already. He's got 3. Lockie Miller, can he get it 3? This is his toughest kick so far. 6 gone second half, and worrying signs for Salford. That's the angle he's got. He's pulled that one across the face, so it remains 16 points to 0, but any worries at half-time have been eased by those 2 McDonald tries at the start of the second half.
I was surprised when Jenna Brooks had said that the messages from Leeds Rhinos were calm down, be patient. Brad Arthur would have been well within his rights to tear strips off his players for the lack of discipline with and without the ball. And those last tackle options, Jamie Langley on our right, Brad Arthur's left. And Brad Arthur deep in conversation, trying to work out different scenarios for the team now. 30+ minutes left on the clock.
This is going to be a massive test for Salford. You have to give credit to the Leeds forwards, made big meters early on in the set that got them on the front foot.
I'd say 20-25, the Leeds forwards have played well. Collectively as a unit, they've played well. And you look at the completion rate, 91% for Leeds, 71% for Salford. And they've done a mountain of defensive work. Salford Red Devils 2-2-2 already.
Here's a 40-20 attempt from Connor. He'll need a bounce, a deviation to the left. He's got one, he needs another one. No! What a kick from Connor. Brilliant from Jake Connor. The angle was up against him, but managed to get the bounce on the ball. And Leeds here on top.
Well, second tackle for the try, and he's kicked it. Third tackle, he goes for the 40-20.
Back.
Judges it perfectly.
Go.
Yeah, he got the bounce right, didn't it?
It was horrendous, wasn't it, for Atkin? He just couldn't get there. Leeds are trying to get there. They're up to the line. They're going to be tackled. Holroyd held an inch short of the line. O'Connor in at dummy half. He'll get the ball away. Another big man, Aletsky, is wrapped up. Salford are on the ropes here. Our Leeds about to deliver some heavy blows. Frawley gets it away. Here now is Lasoni.
Move now, George. George with the legs. Hold. Go for
5 away. Short pass. Aletsky trying to spin. Goes one way, then the other. Ball's on the ground. And it's spilt by Leeds. So
there's 2 knock-ons. First one Leeds.
First knock-on.
Yeah, the Rhinos going through the middle, going through the forwards, and offload.
That's all right, yeah, please.
It was a fairly decent offload from Nikolai Aletsky. Just can't regather Jared O'Connor.
Boys, middle's nearly
but
10
all
minutes
4
in, just
players were right up the guts, right up the middle. Jack Orman-Royd, you can see him hands on hips, the big tall number 18. 35 minutes in his first stint. He's back on the field here. Have to shore up that defence and attack.
All over on the far side. Salford finally get it back with Vaughan.
Jared here, Sam. Go, 1. Well done. 2. Straight out now. Nikolai here. Go, 2. Good work.
Mella gets it away. Leeds now looking to put the squeeze on defensively.
3. Move now.
Not give anything away.
Wait.
Win tonight. Leeds go into the top 6.
Nikolai,
ahead of the weekend's fixtures. There's Orman-Royd. Didn't get much of a breather, did he, tonight?
Move now, Morgan. Hold here, Sam. Wait.
30 tackles in that first half. Worked hard defensively and with the ball, constantly turning up. I think he's let go of that, Joe Mella. There's 2 defenders around him. Defensive technique is to wrap up the ball, clamp the ball, and Joe Mella ends up with the ball. Yeah, I think the rest probably got that one right.
Well, James Pyers left the field. He's gone for a head injury assessment, so we'll keep up to date with that one. There is Morgan Gannon. And here goes Wagstaff. Takes in the first carry.
Move now, Matt.
What could Salford do here? You get the feeling they need to score next.
Keep it quickly.
Trying hard all night. Was that a high tackle? Referee's had a look at it. He's going to see what unfolds here. And he'll say play on. You know, it's Nikarima, short pass to Masters. Masters trying to keep the ball alive. He's wrapped up, 20 away.
Move, 3, 5 space, back. three. Just stand up.
Here now is Nicarima. Here is Ormonroyd. Ormonroyd will drive it forward. 10 away. Are the points on the way for Salford? Centre field. They're coming now to Nicarima. Nicarima with a little kick. Pounced upon by Leeds. Didn't break the line, and Leeds line holds firm.
Too many bodies in the way of Jaden Nicarima's kick. He knew what he wanted to do. He wanted to thread the needle with that kick. For all he gets down, secures possession for Leeds.
To the 30.
Back, all the way, Jack, hold. Go, 3.
And now they play it here, a run, and determined run there from Newman. Here now, Lassoni drives it forward up towards the halfway line. Last one then, so Salford's defence so far has held firm. Ball into the hands of Connor. Hoists it high into the night sky. Backpedaling is Atkin. Bit of a juggle, held onto it in the end. Gets the ball away. Here's Masters. He gets the ball away. Well, they're going to carry on rolling the dice.
They are. They've nothing to lose, have they? But it's a good, solid line. I suppose you'd call that yellow shirts. It's not amber, that colour technically, but it's a solid line from the Rhinos to meet Salford.
Hold. Go 2.
Now, if I'd have said to you, Leeds playing in their blue and yellow kit.
But I think that's yellow. But it is blue and amber, Mark. You're right, yeah.
Another gamble and another error from Salford. The ball over the sideline. Well, if you're going to gamble, you've got to accept that sometimes you're going to lose. And it's another error.
Wagstaff just a bit too far up into the line. They're trying to find space. They're trying to find opportunities, taking risks. But the gamble is, you give up field position if you get it wrong.
Yeah, here come Leeds then back on the attack. Are they about to score a 4th try? Alensky will carry 15 out.
This time, Joe, hold. Go 1-1.
O'Connor gets the ball away. Here now is Frawley, turns it back on the angle. Big collision right in front of the post. Connor comes to this near side. Here now is Frawley. Frawley with a dummy.
Good now, you met the line. 3.
And he's tackled 5 away. A little bit more shape about this Leeds attack second half, but O'Connor's going to fire it away to Lockie Miller. He turns it back on the angle.
McDonald, isn't it? It's all in that middle channel for Leeds.
Well, I think they set up left there, but they didn't quite get the ball out, did they? They're going to try again here. Here is Frawley. This time, he's done it again, exactly the same play. And Ash Hanley's just thrown his arms up. We just say, well, you're not going to pass the ball this way.
Breakdown in communication there.
Maybe.
Go 5.
Ball to Connor. Connor just floats a kick. Here they come. Newman's after it. Ball on the ground. Knocked on by both. They'll touch it down, but I think the referee's going to say that Miller
Tackle 5, hand over.
picked the ball up after a Leeds knock on. But another chance, and you have to say again, the high kick causing all sorts of problems for Salford.
Yeah,
he knows where he wants to place it, Jake Connor. It's an end-over-end kick. Right onto the centre and winger. Johnny Vaughan just can't quite get hold of it.
Play.
I think if Miller collects this, that would have been a try, but he knocked it on. And Salford get it back. Only 15 gone second half. Shot goes in there.
Hold. Can you play the ball?
I felt that Foster slow to his feet here. Zio's on.
Time off. Tackle 2.
We'll have a look at this one. Right, let's head down to pitch side then. Jenna Brooks has got some news on Salford.
Yeah, this player injury doesn't look good for Salford. They certainly are down to their bare bones because of that James Pye head injury assessment a few minutes ago. Their 2 starting props, Foster and Ormonroyd, they played virtually the entire first half, and both of them have now had to come back onto the pitch. So, yeah, Salford down to the bare bones.
Yeah. Jack Ormonroyd's been doing some big minutes for Paul Rowley.
Let's not forget Chris Hill, who's at the back end of his career, has been doing exactly the same for Paul Rowley when he's been needed.
There is the shot. Let's have a look at it. Well then. I'm going to be having a look at this one. looked like there was contact.
Yeah, we use the phrase dropping levels, don't we? You've got to match and try and get down to the ball carrier's level. Well, if the first one was, then that definitely is, isn't it?
Yeah, Nikolai Ledsky it is, who could be on the end of a card. Now we're looking at this upstairs. Ledsky is ready to play, but the referee here, let's hear him.
Don't throw your arms up. It's been the same all this year and all last year. Don't throw your arms up, Ash. Okay, Nikolai, there's contact with the head, but there is mitigation. It's going to be 10 minutes.
It's so difficult, you know. You've got 100 different factors in to try and match the level of the ball carrier and get down and duck. But you've got to do it. That's the game, 2025. There's a duty of care as a defender. He's up quick. He's trying to go with intensity and force and line speed. And there isn't much margin for error. Leeds once again down to 12 men.
Yeah, I don't think there could be many complaints about that one. Ball over halfway then. Salford with a player advantage. Well, they didn't manage to score in the first 10 minutes when Palacier was in the bin. Can they now score when Ledsky's in the bin?
Move down Salmon Square. Morgan Lockett.
That was quite good from the referee. Set restart here for Salford. 30 away. Mella will give his all night for the Red Devils, closing in on 300 career games, trying to skip away from the Sonnies, having none of it. And he'll go to the ground. 20 away. Davis into the action. His debut, he's had to be patient, hasn't he? Went and had a game at London last week, his former club on loan. He's back with the Red Devils and finally pulling on that red shirt. Ball now works its way across the field. Morgan gets it away. Good work from McDonald and Connor.
Keep them rooks quick.
Couple left in the set.
Hold. Go for.
Here now is a little grubber kick. Is there too much on it? Was he taken out? Play on, says the referee. And now he's going to blow the whistle. And he's going to have a look at this. And Leeds could be in yet more bother here. Referee's having a look upstairs. Going to hand this one upstairs.
I have no try. Just check for the merits of a penalty try and potentially a sin bin for a
And he's asking for the merits of a penalty try and a sin bin.
OK, the line decision is no foul field, so if you go for wide, please confirm onside. So let's play it from this point. So he kicks through, chases it. So what does Lissoni do? Does he move laterally? Does he step across the path and move laterally? Well, yes, he does there. You can see he steps right across the man. So what I want to see now, is this a realistic opportunity to score a try, or is it a penalty? So go on a wide, please, just to see where the players are situated. So I've established this is a penalty, as it is an obstruction by Lissoni. So you can see that's a clear step, that's an obstruction. Now, in my opinion, that Miller is the only person who is realistically going to get that ball. So it's not a penalty try, in my opinion. And given the proximity of the players, it's not a realistic opportunity to score the try. However, it is a penalty for the obstruction by Lissoni. Thank you, I made my decision.
So, video referee's had a look at it. It is adjudged that Sam Lissoni did step in front of the Salford player, but it is not going to be a penalty try.
Now, I agree with that one. It's just daft, isn't it, from Sam Lissoni? No need to do it.
Come on.
He's always going to catch that ball, Lockie Miller.
5 metres out.
His position was perfect.
It's a penalty. You obstruct the chaser.
There's no yellow card
He's
either.
lucky not to get a yellow card too.
I agree with that one.
Okay.
Another opportunity then here. Here is Ormond Royd. Don't think anyone would deserve a try more than he tonight. Leeds wrestle him and the ball to the ground. Down to 12 Leeds.
Hold.
The Salford fans roaring on their heroes in red here. Hill, the Castleford loanee, determined carry. Stopped by Holroyd. 5 out. Mel had a look, tries to go it alone. Nowhere for him to go. And that's easy for Leeds to defend. But there's more tackles left for Salford.
Go 3.
The try now would give them hope. Nikarima, short pass, good hands. Atkin on the sweep round is taken off his feet by Newman.
Go 4.
And they'll work it back here to Nikarima. Nikarima looking to try and create something, trying to get to an edge. Gets the ball away and it's got into touch. Well, he's trying, Nikarima.
He is.
But it's just not going to hang.
He is. He's almost got the mentality of a game of touch and pass.
He gets tackled,
hasn't he? He doesn't care how far back he has to go. He doesn't care how ugly that offload is. I think he's probably got a right to expect Wagstaff to have a go at catching that. It's bobbling on the floor. And it's too difficult for the winger to attempt to catch it. But everybody that's playing in the same team as Nikarima knows what he's doing, so expect the ball.
Piers passed his head injury assessment, which is good news for Salford. Leeds with Lum.
That's a good carry. He's brave, isn't he, Riley Lum?
Go 3. You go now, Jack.
It works its way to the hands of Hanley. Can Leeds strike when they're a player down? They're up towards the halfway line. There is Pye about to make his way back onto the action. Nice run up to the 40 and beyond for Leeds. Can they get a good kick away? Frawley waits and he will get the ball now. Oh, kick pressure collected by Salford. Well, they've got the pressure on the kicker and they get their rewards.
Brilliant effort, isn't it? Nikarima gets up, gets the ultimate reward with a charge down.
It works its way to Vaughan over on the far touchline. He's wrapped up.
Gets on his bike. Shorrock's there too.
It's always a bit of a gamble, isn't it, the old charge down? It can go against you, but finally something goes Salford's way.
Go 3. Give it quick, Jack.
Salford have absolutely nothing to lose at the minute. Scoreboard's against them. Nobody expects them to win, which makes them ultimately more dangerous than ever.
It does. So the scoreboard's against them. It's not a blowout that many thought. Ball knocked on, and that won't help them. Players just come on.
Knock on, yeah, Leeds ball.
Rhino's going to get the ball back.
Middle, scrum. Leeds ball, shot clock.
I think he has possession, he has control of that ball. When he goes into contact, James Pye.
Keep working in the ruck on the 10. Ball carriers, stand back and find space.
Jack Sinfield on the field now for Leeds.
Heads in.
What can he do in the last 20 minutes?
Yeah, well, 3/4 of the game gone. Leeds leading by 16 points to 0. Plenty of live Super League coming up, including the big one tomorrow. Unbeaten Hull Kingston Rovers take on the champions Wigan, 7:30 Sky Sports action. Saints Wakefield. Wakefield unbeaten away from home. That's Sky Sports plus 7:55. Warrington Hull and Castleford against Leeds, both on Saturday from 5:25 onwards. Both on Sky Sports Plus, and on Sunday, Huddersfield looking for a first win. Take on the Dragons, 2:55 Sky Sports Plus. Don't forget as well, the Bench Podcast. Elliot Minchella, our guest this week, as Frawley almost breaks through the line. That's at SkySports.com podcast. And the verdict, 3:30 on Wednesday on Sky Sports News. Here comes Sinfield. Gets it away to Connor. Short pass, good collision. But they're still running here, Leeds. Looking for more points. Last one, what can they do here? Oh, set restart. A set restart on the last tackle, and they're going to try and pinch one from close in. And they have pinched one, or have they? Harry Newman says, what are you doing? That's surely a try. Does our referee on field agree? He does. We go upstairs to the video referee.
Okay, lad, this is the try. So we're looking at full speed first, please. Full speed. Right, let's break this down then. Nice and slow, yeah. So any other angles that potentially shows me the ball, please? This one may help. This one may help. Yeah, so slow. Is the tackle complete? So go back on this, please. This will do me. So go back. So go slow here, please. Go slow. So pause it there. Keep it going. You can see the ball carrying arm is down at that point. And does he promote the ball to get to the line? It appears to. I just need to establish it. Oh, he does get to the line. We can establish that on that, please. This may help again, just to establish this. So stop it there, please. Is the flip back to the other angle? So there is a Salford player holding. You can see at the back of the tackle that constitutes holding. So that constitutes a tackle. Play it through from this point. And then Newman promotes the ball to get to the line, which constitutes a double movement. Thank you. I made my decision.
I'm going to say the D word again, Mark. Discipline.
Thanks, mate.
That's a crazy attempt from a very experienced centre, Harry Newman. The most blatant double movement you've ever seen.
And it's on the first tackle as well, Barry. Just got another set of 6. And
no need
you would almost argue that's a selfish play.
Yeah.
No try. Double movement.
It is a selfish play. He's got all defenders around him. He's probably half a metre short. At this point, when his arm hits the floor, his first intention has to be, I've got to play the ball as quick as I can for me mates.
Wait.
18 to go, still 16 points to 0. And here comes Salford. Couple of tries start of the second half as James McDonald completed his hat-trick. As the ball worked forward again. Sinfield makes the tackle with O'Connor.
Release Jared. 2, Matt, all the way, hold. Go 2.
Can Salford produce something?
All the way. Wait, James. Dropping him in. Play on.
Ball down the short side. Nikarima, ball over the top. Oh, dearie me. Young Wagstaff needed a step ladder for that one.
He's not had a night to remember, the winger. He's been tight when he should have been hugging his chalk. He's been hugging his chalk when he's been nowhere near the ball and the ball's bounced in front of him.
Barry, he had more chance of being in the stand, he would have caught that.
Listen, I agree, but I've said before, Jaden Nikarima's playing touch and pass tonight. He's trying to find anything he can to put players in space.
He'd have had a better chance of catching that if he was in space, Barry.
You're happy with that, are you?
Play the ball, go to no markers, play on.
Here goes Ash Hanley. Can Leeds put some points on at the end of this one? Their fans are hoping so. They're amassed behind the posts. Which Leeds are attacking now. Here's Connor, ball back inside. Jenkins with a jinking run. His tackle 5 away. They're going to swing it now. Here is Connor again. Short pass to Holroyd. He's tackled. Last one.
Hold. Go 5.
Are they going to go short side? Sinfield puts the kick in, but nobody in the Leeds shirt was expecting it.
But on the plus side, Wagstaff has caught it, and he's got back in the field of play. That'll do his confidence some good. It was a nice, delicate kick, left-footed from Sinfield into space.
Stand up.
For a chance to apply some pressure.
Time off. And put the marker out.
There's a stoppage here. I think he's going to tell Masters he's got to go back and play the ball nearer the line.
Move now, back. Hold. Go 3.
Well, it's 16 points to 0 here. Shorrocks carries.
4. Move now, Ash. Hold.
Just to stay.
No. Joe Mellor. He's got about 1.5 meters on the short side. He thinks he catches Leeds napping. But Morgan Gannon, and more importantly, Ash Hanley, are on red alert and put him over the sideline.
Okay, on the cross.
Well, he's approaching 300 games, Mellor. That wasn't one of his wisest moves, was it?
On the white line here, white line. Okay.
Leeds, again, have got good ball. Look, Brad Arthur will be pleased with the defence. I think he'll be pleased with the way that his forwards have run the ball. I don't think he'll be too pleased with the attack that Leeds have offered up tonight.
Chris, you're off, Chris.
Here now is Frawley, gets it away to Connor. He turns the ball back on the angle. McDonald looking
pleased
for
with
a
James
try.
McDonald. He's played well.
Jack gets square, Joe back four.
In attack and defence.
Better, well done.
There's 3 tries for him on the night. Now the ball finally goes through hands. They get it away to Hanley. Defence is sliding across. Kick too strong from Hanley. Well, Riley Lum, I don't think has received an attacking pass, has he?
Second tackle. Second tackle. And you can see on that replay, that is a miss kick. Miss skewed kick.
Yeah, chuck it off, get a new one. Time off.
Ash Hanley, you can see what he's trying to do, but just miles off.
If you want, if you don't want to play with it.
Ledsky is back on the field. It's 13 against 13. So Leeds have played 20 minutes of this game, a player down, and they've kept their try line intact.
There's 14 and a bit minutes left. You made a comment about Brad Arthur will be happy with, I think he said defence. I don't think he'd be happy with a lot of what he's seen with the ball in hand. Whenever attack breaks down, you look at your 1, 6, 7 and 9 and you ask who's not doing the job, whose standards are below where they should be.
Move now! Tom with me, white line, hold, go to, well done.
There is Brad Arthur looking on. Plenty to work on for sure. He's always pretty honest, isn't he, when we speak to him on Sky Sports after the games, and I'm sure he will be tonight. The key thing, as it stands, Leeds are going to win and they're going to go into the top 6, and you dust yourselves down. It's round 7 of the season and move on.
As it stands, Mark, that's the important phrase, isn't it?
Well, here's a kick over the top. Was Nicarima onside? It won't matter because Miller's beaten him to it, and Miller's quick, and there could be danger here. Can he get the ball away? No, he can't. Good tackle, had to be as well. Right, it was. Ball down the short side. They're going for the power play. McDonald gets it away to Hall. That wasn't a run like Ryan Hall, wasn't it, down the sideline? Here's Sinfield, gets it away, taken in full stride by Leeds. Salford, spirited. Are they about to be broken here? Ball back on the angle. Well, again, they're kicking early on the 3rd tackle. This time it'll pay off, though, because Miller produces it out of nowhere. And it is a try for Leeds. Finally, they unlock Salford again. It was an early kick, it was off the cuff, but Leeds lead by 20.
Leeds Rhinos get a try right under the H's. Lockie Miller chasing hard from a speculative kick. Any kick is only as good as its chase. And Morgan Gannon,
just a sec, Liam,
who's the very epitome of a modern-day back rower. Good hands, good feet, tidy in defence. Good in attack, lays it on a plate for the fullback, who does remarkably well to pick it up. And you can see all the angles, changes of direction, and that ball bouncing, jiggling all over the place, sits up for the fullback.
Now, come on, be honest, Barry. When that kick went in, you were not impressed.
Nope.
Here's Miller. Converts his own try, his first of the season in the Super League, and it's 22 points to 0. And you wonder now how adventurous with 12 remaining will Leeds be.
On the basis that the previous 2 kicks have resulted in nothing, Lockie Miller chases hard, competes hard, and ends up with the ball. But that old adage, any kick is only as good as its chase. Lockie Miller makes it into the ultimate punishment for Salford. He always competes. It doesn't matter what's going on with and without the ball. The intensity in his effort is always there, Lockie Miller.
Restart towards Frawley, catches it and gets the ball away. And here, the ball carried forward by Jenkins. Can Leeds turn it on in the final stages? Can Salford hang on in the final stages? Good shot goes in there. Sangari and Shorrock's involved.
Sam with me, wait, go to. Matt, you're off, Matt!
There is Sony racked up. Wasn't tackled, or was he? He was tackled. We'll have to go back and play it.
Time off. 3.
We'll play it now.
Go 3.
On the 30. Good hands there. Half a break.
4. Move now, Johnny. Back.
McDonald.
Go 4. Can't you not there?
Sinfield. Here goes Connor. Connor looking to find a pass, can't find one. This is the 5th.
Hold, go 5. Jake, leave it, Jake!
They're going to go through hands to Frawley. He's going to kick across field. Masters drops back, should catch this on the full, he does. And he will look to return it from inside his own 20. Salford going to roll the dice again.
Move now!
Yes, is the answer. They're going to throw caution to the wind. It's what they've done all evening.
Dominant!
Give something for Leeds Rhinos to think about in any Paul Rowley side. He asks for bravery and courage with the ball in hand.
Held! Release Tom! 3 hold.
Davison at dummy half will go down the short side. Here's Nicarima. This time he finds his man, but he's stayed in the field of play. He's done well.
Back. Go 4.
Ball with Masters, gets it away. Here's Sangare now towards the halfway line.
5. Straight up, Sam!
Nice one
Go
here.
5.
Nicarima will get it. It's going to go instead to Morgan. He sends it high. Miller waits on his own 20. Leeds will get the ball back. Inside the final 10 we go. Miller puts his foot on the gas. And it's a last-ditch tackle that brings him down. Royd, who's led over 40 tackles, he's the 2nd biggest meter maker. And now it's Hall wants a piece of the action.
Move now, Matt! Hold here. Go 3.
Sinfield, short for Lissoni, short for Holroyd. Frawley was in support, didn't get the ball away. Quick play of the ball for Miller. Miller finds Frawley, gets it away. Here's Hanley, big dummy, gets it away back to Miller. Danger not gone yet. Here's Sinfield, he finds Connor. Connor kicked out wide, looking for Ryan Hall. Will he get a good bounce? No, just beats him in the touch. Right idea.
He was trying to find Ryan Hall in space. And when Ash Hanley cuts back in field.
Play the ball. Keep working, Sam.
Lockie Miller, Sinfield.
Be quicker in the ruck, Jack.
They find Jake Connor. Ryan Hall, I think we said that Riley Lum hasn't had the ball in space. I don't think Ryan Hall has either.
Surrender!
There's not many games where you see a scoreline of 22 and there isn't a back on the try-scoring sheet.
Well, barring Miller.
2! Move together!
You're right.
I get your point. They've not had a chance, have they, either of them tonight, and that will concern, I think, Brad Arthur. Something they do need to improve upon.
Red line, wait. Go 3.
But Huddersfield at home next weekend, then Hull Kingston Rovers at home. So a couple of back-to-back home games for the Rhinos, who are going to be in the top 6 tonight.
Go 4.
Masters looking for an offload. Still fighting his way forward.
Release! 5 all the way, Tom. Play the ball. Go 5.
They hold defensively. Last one. Little chip over the top.
Outside.
Miller's across. He should get there. He does get there. Now, can he outrun the defence? No, he can't.
They're still turning
He's
up.
still going. He's still going. He does eventually get tapped.
But they're still turning up. Look at Jack Ormonroyd there. You mentioned his defensive work. That's his 45th tackle of the game.
They are still turning up, Barry, but Leeds, let's be honest, Leeds have had enough ball and should really have scored more points than they have done tonight.
I think my overriding feeling about this game is Leeds were never going to lose. Salford were never going to win. But it's been a bit of a...
Hold. Go 3.
The kids have an expression, it's meh. Meh. M-E-H.
Brad Arthur looking on.
I think that's the expression he's putting out, M-E-H.
Yes. Is there another 40-20 attempt here? There is. Will he get another bounce? He's nearly not quite. Not quite. Vaughan back gathers it on the far side and he will bring it forward and the tackle by 20 off the line. 6.5 remaining here.
Hold here, Sam, Jack.
Salford have kept it respectable. It is going to be another win for Leeds, and look, that's the main thing. They are going to go home with the 2 points. They're going to be in the top 6.
You said it before, they've got a Good Friday game against Huddersfield Giants, who have their own problems to solve.
Here the ball with Nicarima, little drummer kick, and he's going to get it away again. Oh, it bounces beautifully for Miller. Could be trouble here now. now. Miller opts to take the tackle. No, he doesn't. He's going again. He's inside the 30. Well, Nikarima gambled again and didn't come up with the ball.
Let the ball go on. Sam not square.
Ball here now to Sinfield. Nobody ready for it, so he'll have to take one in.
Move now, Justin. Hold here, wait. Hold.
He's tackled 25 away. Ball with Lasoni. Thought he was going to pass it there to Jenkins.
Hold here, Sam, wait.
Sinfield waits.
Go, 3.
Gets the ball away to Frawley. Frawley short for Holroyd. Inside the 10 they go.
4. Move together.
Connor is waiting to the right.
Screaming for the ball, Jake Connor.
Well, they're going route 1. Great tackle. Lovely tackle round the legs by Davis. A try-saver if ever there was one there. Now they're going to get it away to Frawley. He'll find Connor. Connor with a short pass, and it's going to be another try. 4 on the night for McDonald. What a night for him. The back rower on fire tonight. Connor with the assist. Leeds lead by 26 points to 0.
Well, Jake Connor, what about the weight of this pass, the deception? He holds it up and releases it at precisely the right time for James McDonald to stroll into the gap. He wanted the ball on the previous set of 6, goes at the defenders, steps into defenders. Because of the angle of his run, it looks like he's running into space, and just that step back just opens it up for James McDonald, who's been outstanding. He'll remember this game, although you could question the quality from Leeds Rhinos.
For now.
You can't question the quality of his effort, James McDonald.
Go on, mate, what were you saying, sorry?
But put on a play by Jake Connor.
But the power of the run, the footwork at the end of the run, gets him over the line.
Thanks, mate.
Here is Lockie Miller, just to the side of the post then. Strikes it, and the flags go up, and it is 28 points to 0 then in favour of the Rhinos. But what a night for James McDonald. He has been outstanding this evening.
It's a gorgeous line from the back rower. You know, a right-sided back rower will run that line 6, 7, 8 times in a game and probably only get put in a hole once. He's gone over for 4 tries this evening. Jake Connor's fingerprints have been all over those tries.
Last few minutes, lads, just keep working with me, keep responding.
Might be an easy call for a man of match, this one.
Stay on.
Atkin will restart. Sends it high. Well, we mentioned earlier on about Callum Watkins playing in the back row. Well, James McDonald has, well, pretty much made himself undroppable, hasn't he, after this tonight?
Always matching the method from James McDonald whenever he wears a Leeds Rhinos shirt.
Go on.
Defends hard, works for his teammates, runs his blood to water. And I can't help but thinking, and we do it all the time when we talk about Salford, obviously the players on the field have got an awful lot going on in the hearts, in the minds, in the souls, but the man that keeps it all together, the glue, is Paul Rowley, who's still managed to make a side that looked defeated at the beginning of the week come out and be competitive on a Thursday night.
Yeah. Well, the Salford fans that are here, I'm sure, will give their team a big ovation at the end. They've not given in. They've stayed true to the badge. There they are. Here's Connor, sends it high. Backpedaling is Atkin. Will catch it. Inside the final 3 we go. One last chance for Salford to put some points on the board.
Go on.
Interesting what the reaction is. Chris Irwin was on with Brian and John earlier on, and to be fair, they got stuck in and asked him all the questions I think the fans wanted to hear. It'll be interesting what the reaction to that is and how the week now unfolds off the field for Salford.
So difficult when you hear Ryan Brierley talking about spending time with people who care about him, friendship groups being broken up. It's, you know, obviously it is a game, it is a sport, rugby league, but it becomes your work, your passion, your pastime. It's where all your family, all your friends are involved in. I feel desperately sorry for these players.
Move Jaden!
There is Ryan Briley down pitch side.
Joe Bullock sat next to him. He's gone on loan at Barrow, I think, this week. Chris Hill sits at the side of him.
Yeah.
Doesn't take away. Yeah, there's Chris Hill.
Hold. Go to.
Yeah. It's so difficult for players. The uncertainty of, you know, are they going to get paid? It's just too difficult to imagine. Players aren't.
Go free, Harvey.
They're not made of stone. They're not Subbuteo pieces.
It's Sinfield. Oh, he's gone away. Now he needs some support around him. Is he going to put the kick in? Ball over the top. Finds Newman. Newman in and out. Here they go. It's a forward pass. It's a forward pass. It would have been 5. That was tight. That was tight.
If that try goes in, James McDonald there, that's forward without a doubt. He would have equalled the great Ali Lawatiti of 5 tries in a game, I think against Wakefield when he came off the bench. Pretty sure I played in the game. Jack Sinfield makes a break, sums it up really well, a perfect pass from him. And then Harry Newman tries to find the back rower.
Well, we criticised him earlier.
I think that's an unselfish pass.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
We criticised him earlier. I thought he had the beating of Vaughan. He had the pace to beat him, but he opted to pass.
Yeah.
And it wasn't to be.
Shot clock off, ball.
Where's Ryan Hall when you need him?
Last one of the match. Salford just run it in. Beaten again on the night. But their spirit remains undefeated. But it's James McDonald's night. Paul Rowley down at pitch side. Brad Arthur down there. We'll get their reaction after the game here. It wasn't overly straightforward for Leeds. Led 6-0 at the break. The highlight of the night, James McDonald, 4 tries. Lockie Miller with the other try for Leeds. And it's Leeds who will jump into the top 6 with another win. Salford, just the 1 win for them, but bigger battles ahead off the field. Full time, it's Salford 0, Leeds 28.